this chart that's floating around there around management, and it's showing what's motivating people. And would you know that money is like less than 10%? So what is
Okay, all right, ma'am. Hold up a second. Now you know I am down with the feel good moments.
Mhm.
If I say really I'm only here for the money, it sounds like I'm just a money grubbing jerk. But in reality, I am here for the money. It just doesn't sound good.
Yeah, but the truth is you can be somewhere for the money, but it doesn't mean you're going to stay there just for the money.
That is true.
So this chart was reflecting management. So what's the thing that's going to keep somebody the longest and happiest is being acknowledged and seen by management.
Yes.
And what does that, if we, now this chart did not talk about this. This is my interpretation of that. What does that really mean? You want to feel like you're purposeful within the organization, that you're contributing. So when manager sees you and acknowledges you, you're feeling validated for your contribution and your purpose and how you're impacting the overall organization. That's what gets people to stick around.
Because people would think you just throw a little bit more money at them and people will stay.
Yeah.
People leave good jobs.
They'll eventually leave.
They're going to leave.
If you're doing that a couple times, maybe, but they're out until the next best thing comes.
It's like they say overseas in the Far East that business deals take a lot longer because they're built on relationships a lot of times. And people do not leave for 10 cents less like a lot of times they do here.
Mhm.
And that's when you know you lost a client because someone came in who was cheaper because you sold it on price and not relationship.
Well, if you look at a relationship and it becomes transactional, there is no loyalty,
No,
right?
I'm loyal to that last.
You're loyal to the transaction. You're
Yes.
not loyal to the entity. So if all I'm doing is earning a paycheck, and let's be clear, now I don't think it's our culture to think that way. I think there's a distrust with organizations because if organizations don't lead with purpose and they look at people as just cogs in the wheel to make the widgets, why would that person have any loyalty to stay to that business? You're easily replaceable. How many times have we heard that in different forms?
You've heard it.
Right?
I thought about that with the military. There's a lot of times, Jones did this for 2 years. Jones got transferred over there. Johnson came in. He became the new Jones.
So there was a quote I shared on social media, I think 2 weeks ago, and I talked about it in a Chesterfield event where I forgot, I'm horrible at remembering names, but in the quote, it's talking about purpose, okay? And the number one thing you got to remember about purpose is you've heard the saying, there's no I in teamwork.
There's no I in teamwork.
There's no I in purpose.
Right.
It's about what you're giving.
Okay. Now, this is another point that I say. There is no I in team. I get that. But if I don't do my job, the team is going to be mad. And the team is going to have to work harder. And I might be on the outside looking in.
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
That's so the same thing happens. There's no I in purpose. But if I don't do my part, we don't have a smooth operation. It makes more sense if I'm the person leading it. Then everyone else knows how they should conduct themselves.
So the point of leader, right, is to not feel like you're important. So there was another study done that shows that there's a difference between being a leader and being a manager. Oftentimes managers are out proving that they're important.
Yes.
A leader proves that you're important.
There you go, Tiffany. How can people find you out there?
Go to empowerpeople.org, MPWRP.